have BTC, you want to convert it to USDT to use for your trading. You can either click on trades and click on that button and select and type BTC USDT. Don't put a slash there, it will bring it up. You click on it, so you can select currency pairs that way, or you can go to wallets, under spot, look for BTC, click on it, and then select BTC/USDT. You'll see the different pairs that you can trade BTC, the different currencies with which you can trade BTC there, including NG and Nigerian Naira, but in this case we're going for USDT, so it's BTC/USDT. That's the other way to get there. Alright, now you're there, you want to sell your BTC for USDT. If you have USDT and you want to get BTC, what you're doing is buying BTC using USDT, but now you have BTC, you want to convert to USDT, so you're selling your BTC for USDT. The second coin in the pair, is always the base coin, the one that you're using to buy or sell. In this case, that's USDT. So you're trading BTC using USDT. So you want to sell your BTC for USDT. I have 0.0003854 BTC. Alright, so if I want to sell using a limit order, that means I want to place an order at a specific price for the market to sell when Bitcoin reaches that price, whether it drops to that price or rises to that price. Usually for selling, it means when it rises to that price. Alright, or I could just as well sell at the current price. Now, to sell that way, if I have a specific price in mind, I can type in the price at which I want to sell. Let's say $35,000. So I click on perhaps 100%. So I want to sell all of my Bitcoin at $35,000 per Bitcoin, and I click on sell BTC. What will happen is that an order will be created. You can see it down there, open orders, and I have opened an order to sell 0.000385 BTC at $35,000 per BTC. Alright, the other option, still under limit order, which means I want to place my price, choose the price at which I'm selling, is that if I want to sell immediately using a limit order, because a limit order charges lower fees than a market order. If I want to sell immediately using a limit order, I can click on the highest available buy order. The figures in green and white are buy orders. The figures in red are sell orders. Now, it means that at 34,321.73, a certain amount of Bitcoin is available for sale, and that's the figure in white. Now you can notice that these figures are changing so rapidly that I can't even quote them before they change. So one of the things I can do is to change the denomination I'm looking at. Right now I'm looking at the figure with 2 decimal points. So I'm looking at it down to the cent, but I can reduce that to 1 decimal point, 0.1. So I'm looking at it 4,318.7. I can reduce that even further because it's Bitcoin. It fluctuates quite rapidly. I can reduce that to 1. So I'm seeing no decimals, just integers. That's 4,318. See, it's still changing a bit rapidly. I can reduce that to 10. So I see that's 4,320, that's 4,340, and so on. I can reduce that even further to 50 or to 100. Now, if I want to sell at the highest available buy order, I want to sell at the market price board using a limit order, I simply click on this highest available buy order, that's 4,300, and I sell. I click on 100% or 50% or whatever amount I want to sell, and I click on sell BTC. If I click that right now, it's going to sell my BTC at the highest available price. On the other hand, if it was buying I wanted to do, I'll click on the lowest available sell order. That means the person that wants to sell it the cheapest wants to sell it at 4,300. So I click on that and click on 100% and buy at that price. but it will tell me that total value must be at least 10 because the minimum amount of USDT I can trade at once is 10 USDT. Alright, so that's how to use a limit order to buy or to sell at the market price. On the other hand, I can simply use a market order and click on 100% and sell. It will sell for me at whatever the price is at that point. The difference is that the market order will charge higher transaction fees. So it's always good to use a limit order when you can. Right. So under the market order, I can choose to see the amount of Bitcoin I want to sell and click on 100%, 75%, or type the amount of Bitcoin I want to sell, 0.0001, or I can click on total, which will show me the amount of USDT I will get from my Bitcoin. So if I click on 100%, you can see that I'm going to get 13.21 USDT if I sell all of my Bitcoin. So maybe I can just sell half for 6.61 USDT, or I can type in the exact amount of USDT I want, maybe 10 USDT, and click on sell at that market price. It will sell and I'll have my USDT minus transaction fees. So the other types of orders here are also important. The stop limit. The stop limit works a little bit opposite to the limit order. Under the limit order, if I'm buying, I can place a limit order to buy at a lower price than the current price. Alright, so I want to buy BTC when it falls to 33,800, so I place a limit order. The only reason this won't work here is because I have just 1.79 USDT there. If I want to sell using a limit order, I can place an order to sell at 35,000, higher than the current market price. It just makes sense. Now, the stop limit order means that if under the buy stop limit order now, for example, it means that if the price rises above a certain range, I want to buy it at that new price. That is useful when I'm not so sure what direction the market is going, and I've analyzed and I feel that it's not likely to rise beyond this certain amount, and so I want to buy it once it reaches that level. So I'm going to place, maybe I want to see if it will rise to 35,000, and I'm of the opinion that if it rises above 35,000, it's going to keep going, maybe till it reaches 40,000. Okay, so I'll place a limit at 35,000 to buy at 35,000. So the stop here is the price at which my order will be triggered. It has to be less. When it's a buy order, it has to be less than the limit price. So maybe 34,975, meaning that once the price goes above 34,975, the market should look to buy for me at 35,000 naira. So I can put 100% or whatever amount of USDT I want to use. On the other hand, if it's a sell stop limit order, it means that perhaps I'm expecting the price to go up quite alright, so I can sell at a high price, but I'm not so sure if it will go up. I think it might fall, and I don't want to lose all my money if it falls. I don't want to lose too much of my money, so I can set a stop limit order such that if I think it should not fall below 34,000, I can put my sell price at 34,000, or let's say 33,900, and put that's my limit price, then put my stop price at 34,000, so that if it falls below 35,000, it automatically sells for me at 33,900, because I don't want the price to go down to 32,000 while I'm still in the market. So even if I'm not there and the price falls to 34,000, the market will begin to look to sell for me at 33,900. Once it hits 33,900, my Bitcoin will be sold. So I can put that there and click on sell. You see that if the last price drops to or below 34,000 USDT, an order to sell 0.00035 BTC at a price of 33,900 USDT will be placed. I click on yes and I go my way, and if the conditions are fulfilled, that will happen, so that I minimize my loss. That's how a stop limit order works. It's very useful for minimizing loss. Now, the last order there is OCO. It's an open conditional order. It's a conditional order basically. Now it's a combination of limit and stop limit orders. So I can press, for example, I have BTC currently worth $34,276 per Bitcoin. I think it might rise to 35,000, and if it does, I would like to sell at that price. So I put a limit order for 35,000. On the other hand, I think it may fall, and I do not want it to fall because I think if it falls, it may keep going, and I don't want to lose too much money. So I don't want it to sell at anything less than 34,000 limit price. So I put my limit price at 34,000, and I put a stop above that level because it's a sell order now. So if it falls to 34,150, for example, an order to sell at 34,000 will be placed, so that if it now reaches 34,000, maybe it can be sold. And so if it rises to 35,000, it can be sold at profit. If it falls to 34,150, an order will be placed to sell it at 34,000. If it goes further to fall at 34,000, maybe it can be sold with minimal loss. If it hits 34,150 but doesn't drop to 34,000 before rising back up, nothing will happen. My order will be placed, but it will not be filled. And so I can place that order and go my way, such that whether the price goes up or down, an order will be triggered, which is the levels that I have placed my orders at. So that's how to use all those orders. But what you use most commonly is the limit order to buy and to sell. And most times, looking at the strategy we're going to be using, most times we just buy or sell using the limit order, like I said, sometimes at the available price, sometimes at a price that you calculate and determine and impute and place an order at.